traffic. I think all our cameras are catching it.
Yeah, it's really tough to see anything out the door, so please be careful, slow the speeds, try not to be in a rush. I know that's hard when we're talking about the morning commute and work and school to get to, but it's one of those mornings that I think weather will play a part in that drive. Right now, there is construction happening on the Schuylkill Expressway, so always dangerous when we can barely see the roadway just from driving when you add in some construction cones and some crews in the mix. So eastbound, live look before Belmont Avenue. That is blocking off a right lane. So the left lane here, you got to keep left as you're heading towards Center City, Philadelphia. At this point, it is so early that the construction is not causing any travel delays. That travel time as you're coming down from the Blue Route to the Vine is just around 12 minutes. But if that changes, of course, I will let you know. The construction westbound by 30th Street, that overnight closure, that's cleared. Deja, over to you. Only roadways that has a official speed reduction because of the fog is the Garden State Parkway, but it's a good idea regardless of where you're headed. The Ben Franklin Bridge, that's not happening this morning. This camera shows us 42. Can see a bit of that traffic moving through. That sign there saying areas of fog, slow down, use caution. So yeah, that's going to be on a lot of those electronic message boards this morning. Again, no official speed restrictions, but I think you should take that into account as you're heading out the door. Now, 295 overnight, there was work on the southbound side, closing the exit ramp for 42. That is since cleared. All lanes are open. 42 northbound right now at about 6 minutes coming up from the AC Expressway. And we told you about this not long ago, that very large sinkhole in West Oak Lane. So Rodney Street is still closed this morning and will be closed until further notice. That's between Worcester Street and Homer Street. Deja, over to you.
Busy this morning.
Yeah, Monica, just trying to get this crash in here to show you on 322. So if you're heading out in Delaware County, an accident scene right between 452 Market Street and 95 is now shutting down both directions of the roadway. So eastbound and westbound, as police are responding to the scene. You already noticed some of those people there that are stuck in some of the traffic behind this closure. Again, this is 322 in Upper Chichester in Delco, right near 95. All lanes are now closed here for a crash. So expecting it to be a busy morning commute, as Monica just said, with this fog, with this visibility issue, still construction happening on the Schuylkill Expressway, hoping they clear this soon. Eastbound before Belmont Avenue, it's in a left lane. Right now, travel times towards Philadelphia, 16 minutes from the Blue Route to the Vine. I'll send it back to you. Out the door, the fog not only impacting the roadways, but also the rails. Right now, New Jersey Transit, the River Line, a portion of that has been suspended in Camden between the Waterfront Entertainment Center and the Walter Rand Transportation Center. The track conditions are just not ideal right by Aquarium Station. So buses are being provided, but that substitution does cause some big delays when we're talking about the bus versus the River Line. So just know if you use that, going to be a little messy this morning. In Delco, 322 is shut down for a crash. So live looks by 452 and here by 95. Police are at this scene here. Now they've set up some cones directing. Fog is already having a big impact early for this morning commute. I would avoid 322. This is going to cause some issues back onto 95 as well. People realizing that they can't get onto the roadway because of that earlier accident scene. Elsewhere in Delco, 95. Northbound crash here at Ridley Park. This one is off to the shoulder, so it's not causing delays right now if you're heading towards the city. Back towards 476, it still looks pretty quiet, but just another example of how messy this morning commute has turned. Schuylkill Expressway, overnight construction still trying to clear here. So eastbound before Belmont Avenue, they were working in a right lane. It's about a half hour right now as you're coming down from the Blue Route to the Vine. Kelsey, over to you.
Despite it not being freezing fog, we're still seeing a lot of problems.
Right, and this is always the concern when we've got construction that's ongoing within a really messy morning with weather for the fog for this morning. And there was work happening on the Schuylkill Expressway on the eastbound side. Construction was blocking a right lane heading towards Belmont Avenue. Well, the construction cleared, but within that cleanup, a crash happened. So whenever it's really foggy out there, you always hope that they're going to clear construction early just to sort of help before more people get onto the roadways. But it looks like the stars didn't align here for that, and this caused an issue now with this crash. Off to the shoulder, it was blocking a left lane for a little while, so that's why I'm still watching a pretty heavy delay heading towards the city. It's about 31 minutes from the Blue Route to the Vine, so the Blue Route heading to Gladwin, that's where the heaviest of traffic is right now. It should be flipped the other way. What we're seeing the westbound side travel time at about 13 minutes. That's really what eastbound should be looking like, but because of the crash now, really getting off on the wrong foot here. Elsewhere in Delco, 322, that is shut down this morning in Upper Chichester for a crash that's happening between 452 Market Street and 95. So police have been working on that scene for about 30 minutes or so. And still on 95 northbound in Delco, crash by Ridley Park. That is off to the right shoulder. Deja, over to you. A little improvement with this camera over the Ben Franklin Bridge. We can see the base of the bridge now, which about an hour ago that was nearly impossible to see. So yes, fog is still very dense, but at least a little bit of visibility there on the traffic camera. Schuylkill Expressway eastbound, live look outside by the Conshohocken curve. Still have a crash here off to the right shoulder. For a little while, they did push into the right lane as they were trying to clear this. So it is an active scene, meaning they may have to block off the right lane again. So just get ready to see some delays back to around 476 to the Vine. It's about 21 minutes at this point, westbound around 16 minutes. And some of those delays eastbound now stretching closer to Gulf Mills. So if you're by Route 320, you may see some problems there heading towards 476. In Upper Chichester, 322 is still closed this morning. Crash out there by 95 and by 452. So we started the morning with this one, and I think it's going to linger for a little while longer. All traffic there is forced off right by 452. And new in Montgomery County, crash on Whitehall Road. So busy morning commute. Most of this, of course, has to do with the fog out there. So please slow down as you're heading out the door. This crash happening off of the Northeast Extension right by Skipback Pike. Deja, over to you. Monica, heading out the door, I'm still watching this crash on the Schuylkill Expressway. Eastbound side around the Conshohocken curve off to the right shoulder, but at times assistance there. First responders have been pushing into a right lane, so stop and go delays at this point back to 476. Here's a live look of the blue route here underneath, of course, Schuylkill Expressway over top as people are slowly heading towards the Conshohocken curve for about 6 miles. It'll take you 23 minutes from Gulf Mills to Gladwin, so let's take that into account. Route 23, Conshohocken State Road, that's another option for you, but know that a lot of people use that as the alternate when, of course, there's issues on the Schuylkill Expressway. I'll start it with some construction in that area. Once they cleared that, hard to see, crash happened. 322 is still closed in Upper Chichester, so if you were in Delco this morning, this has been closed for over an hour at this point for a bad crash by 452. All traffic is forced off. Here's a view of 95. That entrance ramp to 322 is blocked as well, obviously, because the road is closed. So this could cause some issues on 95. Not seeing too many headlights passing by there, but as it gets later in the morning, of course, could be problematic. So I will keep an eye on that. Whitehall Road reporting a crash by Skipback Pike. That's happening in Montgomery County. No reports of any injuries, but likely to do with the fog. I'll send it back to you. Expressway's cleared, Monica. So 76 eastbound, right shoulder, right lane back open around the Conshohocken curve. This one took a little while to clear. It all started with some construction, then it turned into a crash. So the fog not helping our situation. Eastbound delays still there back towards the Blue Route. So from Gulf Mills towards Gladwin, I would expect to see some traffic. It's about 17 minutes for 6 miles. Speeds reported in the 20s, close to the teens though. So at times I've seen maybe about a 15-mile-an-hour speed, but then it bounces back up. So you know how traffic works. Just plan accordingly if you're going to be heading out around the Conshohocken curve. 322 by 452 is still shut down this morning. Tractor trailer crash there in Upper Chichester is blocking all lanes. So 322 eastbound and westbound, very crowded as everyone is forced off of the roadway. Also closed, of course, is the ramp to get there. 95 southbound, that ramp to 322 westbound is shut down. So 95 May see some delays because of this, but this camera right now looks pretty promising, not too backed up. In Montgomery County, 2 different accident scenes, one on Whitehall Road. I've been talking about that one by Skipback Pike. No reports of any injuries, but still blocking the roadway. And now Egypt Road crash here. That's happening right by Mill Road. Kelsey, over
Back of those roadways, I'm not surprised that it's busy.
Yeah, it's been busy since the morning started, Monica, of course, with the fog, but improvements continue for every time we've checked this. You've been able to see more of the bridge, so that is some good news, but please slow those speeds as you're heading out the door. Watching this crash here in Upper Chichester, Delaware County, 322. Completely shut down this morning from 452 heading towards 95 eastbound westbound. Looks like we've got a tractor trailer crash there, so it's taking a while to clear this one. All traffic is forced off. You'll notice that ramp is getting pretty backed up now as people are realizing the roadway is closed. You can't get onto 322 from 95 either. 95 southbound, exit ramp to 322 westbound. Live look there as all lanes are blocked. Now in Chester County, there were reports of debris on the roadway. That was happening on the 30 bypass eastbound by Route 113. That's cleared, so happy by that because already hard enough to see. You don't want something there in the roadway that's going to either give you a flat tire or cause an accident scene. So whatever it was, they were able to push that off pretty quickly. Montgomery County has 2 different crashes right now. Egypt Road by Mill Road, also activity along Whitehall Road by Skipback Pike. So try to avoid those spots as, of course, police are responding in the area. And new in Bucks County now, the Newtown bypass 322 crash reported by Silver Lake Road. Cameras in the area, though, not looking so bad right now. Deja, over to you. Continuing to watch problems heading out the door, so please be careful. Chester County, newest crash out there on 202. That's happening on the northbound side right by the 322 merge. It was just in a left lane, but as Monica was wrapping up the forecast, they pushed that off to the left shoulder, but you'll still see some of those northbound delays as you are moving through. So if this is on your way in Westchester, know that it's pretty slow there right now. Definitely account for it. Give yourself some time. 322 Upper Chichester in Delaware County remains closed by 452. Crash there has been causing the closure all morning long, involving 2 tractor trailers. So I think that's why it's taking so long to clear. It's happening between 452 and 95. So expect big delays if you even get onto 322. At 95, they're not letting that happen. So here's 95 southbound, the ramp to 322 westbound. That is blocked. Elsewhere in Montgomery County, crash reported on Jenkintown Road. That's right by Meeting House Road. And don't forget about the large sinkhole in West Oak Lane. That continues to close Rodney Street by Worcester Street and Homer Street. If you're in Bucks County, crash reported on 322 by Silver Lake Road. Some of the cameras in the area look okay, though, by Campus Drive and there by 295. Kelsey, over to you. Yeah, Monica, happy we're not dealing with the freezing fog, but the fog alone is doing enough problems. So let's give you a live look outside in Upper Chichester, Delaware County. 322 continues to be closed this morning. Early morning crash involving 2 tractor trailers closing for what looks like the rest of the morning commute. One of those tractor trailers reportedly carrying some diesel fuel. So that now has turned us into a hazmat situation, and that's the reason for this extended closure. So if you're heading out by 452, all lanes there are blocked, and of course 95, no access onto 322. That's what's closed in this camera here, the ramp to 322 westbound, and it looks like 95 southbound now is getting pretty slow as people are realizing that they can't exit there. 202, if you're in Chester County, northbound crash here, now off to that left shoulder right by the 322 merge. Sort of a tight shoulder, so be careful as you're getting by that, but luckily delays have been improving since they reopened the left lane. Crash here on Lancaster Avenue in Chester County if you're heading out by Country Club Drive. Not too bad of a delay just yet, but if you take a look at the 30 bypass, looks like we're slowing down here by 322.
Ways and that traffic problems all morning long.
Right, and all of it to do with the fog, Monica. So that's been really the story, weather and traffic going hand in hand. Live look over the Ben Franklin Bridge. Tough to see Philadelphia there, mid-span down into Center City, not visible. And the River Line across the bridge in Camden, that is suspended between the Waterfront Entertainment Center and Walter Rand Transportation Center. That came in early this morning because of the fog, the conditions on the rails. I was thinking maybe as we got closer to 8 a.m. they'd be able to get that train moving again, but for now it is still suspended. If you're out on 95 in Delaware, northbound delays Approaching Airport Road, an earlier crash in the area just cleared, but back to Route 1, Route 7 here in Christiana, traffic on 95 northbound is still jammed. So even though the crash is cleared, travel times are still going to be pretty tough in the area. If you're in Delaware County, it's been 322 that's been causing issues. 2 tractor trailers involved in an early morning crash. That continues to close the roadway by 452. Also, access to 322 is now blocked for some of the exit ramps on 95. 95 southbound closed to 322 westbound, and then continuing on that southbound side. Looks like they just shut down the ramps to 452 here up ahead. They're also blocking what looks like that far right lane on 95 southbound with one of those construction vehicles. So there's some cleanup that's happening all surrounding this crash on 322. It's over a half hour for 7 miles from the Blue Route heading to Market Street. Deja, over to you.